like so many, you have some affinity for some of Senator Warren's proposals, but you try to say that it's unlikely that the real egregious might not be the word, but the ones that
not a good word,
not a good word for you, but some of
equitable.
She would not be able to go as far as what she's actually talking about in the real world, and that's what so many Democrats say when I say, but look at these proposals, and they go, oh, don't worry about that. That'll never become law.
That's really not my position.
That's how they justify these wacky proposals that will never happen anyway.
I'll tell you what I think, as opposed to you telling me.
All right, well, I'll see how long I let you go with this. Because, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Look, it is true that even if the Democrats were to flip the Senate, the marginal vote there is a moderate. It's Joe Manchin or Senator Sinema, John Tester. So it is unlikely that Senator Warren or Senator Sanders would be able to come in and enact the full agenda that they're talking about. What's important and what shouldn't be discounted is the aspirations that they are bringing to the table, and those are serious. And in fact, I don't think you can find any Democratic candidate, and there's a bunch of them, who doesn't want to do something to reduce the extent of wealth concentration at the top of the scale. So I do think that there will be some degree of it, not as much as some of the most left-leaning candidates aspire to, but certainly something. At least I hope so.
I would say that universally there is a sentiment that we'd like to lift up those at the bottom. I don't think it's just universal that we need to make sure everyone at the top has less. I don't even understand what that means or why that's a good thing.
Well, I don't know if it's universal. I'm just telling you the political reality of the 20-plus people running for office. That is, by the way, a very solidly held view among Democratic primary voters. But the extent of wealth concentration is excessive. That's all.
Okay, but the reason that Joe Biden, with all of his negatives, and I'm not going to list them, but there are some. But the reason he led for so long is because mainstream Democrats don't think that all those proposals that you mentioned, they don't think that those will be a positive for the candidate.
Those people need to take a closer look at Joe Biden's tax agenda. I mean, he's already talked about closing the step-up basis loophole. That goes right after the top few percent.
So you're saying he's just as bad as the others, so don't think that he's moderate.
Not bad. I'm saying he's more interested in building on the tax code that exists and making it more progressive significantly at the top of the scale, whereas Senator Warren is talking about adding new pieces of
Hey, Dan, we had an analyst on earlier today. She gave us 3 areas of the stock market to buy puts on if Elizabeth Warren wins a primary in New Hampshire or Iowa. She said healthcare, she said the banks, and she said technology. And we've had, I think it was tongue-in-cheek, we had a pretty good money manager saying the market wouldn't open the next day if Elizabeth Warren was. I think that was hyperbole, but but other people that didn't say it with quite as much as stridently have said there could be a problem if Elizabeth Warren became president.
Yeah, so, Joe, let's just look at what all 20 candidates are saying. I think there's broad agreement that the Democrats think the corporate tax rate should go higher, the individual income tax rate should go higher, the capital gains and dividend tax cut should go higher, and as Jared just mentioned, that the step-up in basis should be changed. So no matter who gets elected, if the Democrats take the Senate, that's where they're headed, which means the after-tax rate of return on stocks goes down, all else being equal. And I'm not of the view that you have to raise taxes to raise up the bottom income earners. We cut taxes in 2018, and the bottom 10% of income earners had the fastest income growth we've seen on record. So I would say urge caution. We just heard in the previous segment about these cracks forming, that the financial system is fragile. Then you go and introduce these growth-killing tax increases on top of it. And I think that's going to compound some of the pressures.